Looks like we're live. Wednesday, what is it, evening? We're after 5. What's going on? Let's see who's in the house. I think Mr. Clem said he might be coming up. So, midweek, holiday week. Getting a few things done. Got the truck in the shop with a friend of mine. Getting all the fluids changed, differentials, all that stuff. Getting the 4-wheel drive linkage fixed, all that. So, we'll see. Hey, Schuster the Rooster. Hello. How are you? So, just figuring AJP, Ash is up. What time is it? 9. 10:30. Ash is up late. Cliff is here. Hello. Yeah, I didn't go on Sunday because it was Christmas. So I figure do something during the week. Got a few things to work on. Some snow machines. I bought another snow thrower. We got a couple coming in tomorrow. Some chainsaws we're working on. Always work. The weather is supposed to warm up here. It's supposed to get into the 50s. It's supposed to be really warm. Today was like 42, which is really warm for this time of year here. I'm trying to think. What's it say now? What temperature is it here? It is. Let's see. Come on. 38. Yeah, it hit 44 today. So, yeah, it's pretty warm, actually. I was out there basically just a thick sweatshirt on. It wasn't too bad. Who else we got here? Let's see. AJP Clip. Adam is here. Mr. Palmer. Peter Kane. Tommy Hamlin. Hey, Simone is here. Dan, hello. Everybody. Let's see if I can see the StreamYard. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I could show the StreamYard. Here we go. Yeah, Christmas was good. My daughter had it at her house. It's the first time she's hosted Christmas. Been in her house about a year. But yeah, actually, it was very good. What we got here? Blizzard. How much did you get, Schuster? How much snow did you get? I know Buffalo and up that way got a ton. They got like 5 feet or something. Everyone's saying hello, hello, hello. Let's see. That's all right, Simone. I know I don't want to cut into your sleep. It's late over there. It's about 10:30 over there. Retro Store. The celebrities are here. Hello, Martin. Hopefully all is well. Hope you and Sharon had a wonderful Christmas. I enjoyed your stream the other day with Boy George. I enjoyed that. I really did. Let's see. Oh, Gary's here. Hello, Gary. There's Gary. Tom is here. Everyone's saying hello. Edward is here. Yeah, Sunday was Christmas. I didn't go out on Christmas. Everyone's like, oh, what'd you do? Nah, Christmas is Christmas. Everyone's saying hello to everybody. Yeah, the stars are coming out. Let me throw the link out, see if anybody wants to pop up and say hello. Control C. There's the link. Anybody wants to chat? I think Mr. Clem said he was going to come up. We'll see. There's Martin. Yeah, it's funny, Martin. I know I sent you guys that helicopter ornament last year. They have a new one now, which is the biggest copter we make now, the K. It's an expensive ornament, though. It's like $43, but it's huge. It's like twice the size of the other one, but it's a really cool ornament. I'll see if I can get a picture of it for you. It's really cool. I know Sharon liked the other one. Hey, Klaus is here. Klaus, what's going on?
Hey, Kenny.
Good evening. Christmas. I was going to say, you getting ready to go to bed? 11:30. It's late over there.
Yeah, it's getting there. Getting there.
There you go.
But I figured if Hank can get up early, I can go to bed late, right?
There you go. Hank, snow coming to the UK. Oh, interesting. It's supposed to be 50 here this weekend, so I don't know about any snow. But one here. Ooh, was it a year, Tom? Holy cow, a year on your fingers? Wow. I remember that, Tom. I remember with the snowblower, I think, wasn't it? I think it was a snowblower. Wow. Everybody's saying hello, hello, hello. Rick, yep, great Christmas so far. No, I had to work one day this week, so it wasn't too bad. The rest of the week, I'm gonna meet my friend Ralph, RW3 Dog, the Gravely guy. I'm gonna meet him Friday for breakfast. We meet at a place that's about equidistant between us in Sandy Hook, actually. Sandy Hook, Newtown, Connecticut. We meet over there for breakfast. So I got some Gravely parts for him. We like to BS a little bit. Nice guy, real nice guy. Everyone's saying hello. What did he say? Oh, Martin's saying thanks for your tip.
Do I give out tips? Martin, that was a mistake. Don't listen to me at all.
Everybody's saying hello.
You're welcome.
Did I miss something? Or did you tip him in the chat?
That was something I tipped in the chat. So.
Okay. All right. Anywho. How'd your day go, Klaus? I know we were talking a little bit this morning. Hey, Mick jinxed himself. He jinxed himself.
Yes.
We were talking this morning. He goes, I beat the COVID. And then bam.
It is what it is. You know.
Hopefully they'll be better.
I'm just, I mean, we're not going to discuss COVID and all that. I'm just glad that it turned into just another flu. You know, I'm not saying that flu cannot be bad. It kills a lot of people every year and all that, but it went from something like and you know, if you had your shots and stuff, it's just the flu. And
hey, I had all my shots and boosters. I got it. So
yeah, me too. I mean, I have them. I had to postpone my 4th booster or my and I got it between the 3rd and the 4th. So, but you know what? It was 3 days couching around here, just feeling a little shitty on day 1, a little shitty on day 2, and then you know it was a flu, it was a cold, it was good. I mean, on day 4, I was back at work.
Yeah, I took the medicine they gave me and it made it worse.
Yeah, you told me. Yeah,
constant cough for 3 months.
Yeah. You know, they say don't hesitate, self-medicate.
You know what? I haven't had a beer in so long. Gosh.
You're missing out. Beer is the drink of gods.
I know.
Did you know? And I prepared the speech, as you can probably tell. But did you know that beer is one of the few drinks where everything you put into it, other than water, you take out?
What do you mean? You get rid of?
I mean, everything you put in to make beer that you mix with water.
Oh yeah. It's like tea, like a tea bag.
It's like a tea bag. Yeah. Well, it's not even that, because all the stuff you take, what's left is what the yeast has done with it. And yeah. I mean, beer is good. A lot of beers are very good. So yeah. And it's holiday time, so I figure it's not 3 o'clock. It's 2 o'clock now during the holidays. What we got here? Martin, I just saw your giveaway. That was a nice prize, by the way. Nice prize. Tom said, hi, Rick.
Yeah, my truck's ready, the guy said. That's good. I picked that up in the morning. All new fluids. Hey, there's Wayne. Hold on. Wayne, what's going on? How you making it? You getting your flood or whatever? How you doing with this water or whatever you're talking about?
Oh, I don't know. I got to wait for all this snow to melt.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh, no place for it to go?
Yeah, the shop floor is like 4 inches below ground level where our lawn is.
Oh, geez.
So once that ground gets saturated with water, it's got no place to go, and it used to come into the garage and flood the garage floor. So I'd be in there all night with a little sump pump pumping it out, little submersible. But we put in a concrete driveway, so we've got about 8 inches of compacted stone below the 5 inches of cement driveway they put in, so that may help me drain the water away from the shop.
Oh yeah. Hey, Morton's here. Hey, Morton.
Hey, Morton. Get back to work, Morton. You're not off yet. You're still working on the house. Slacker.
What's Jake doing? Anything?
Right now, he's tearing down a 1450 Briggs & Stratton engine to get the magneto from that one to put onto a 1350 Briggs Snow Series, so that we can run the heated handle grips.
Oh, you need the alternator?
Yeah, because the 1350 doesn't have the heated grips or anything, so it's a different magneto in it.
Yeah, not enough power.
Yeah, so the 1450 had a broken connecting rod, and we actually bought 2 machines. One, the entire drive system, the guy totally destroyed it underneath, So we picked up that Briggs, and then we had the other one with a broken conrod, but it was a better machine. So he's going to do an engine swap, and that'll be our personal machine.
Oh, cool. Not bad. Yeah, I just found out from my buddy Rick that my truck is ready. So that means new front and rear differential fluid, new transfer case fluid, new transmission fluid and filter. The truck's just turning 75,000 miles. It's 17 years old.
Wow.
So yeah, I figured get the fluid changed while I can. You know, figure 75, it'll go another 75. So.
Well, I mean, you got to love a Briggs and Stratton, Wayne.
Yeah.
Things are interchangeable, and you know, it's.
No, I'm going to come out in shortly. No, they're good engines. The only problem with the Briggs and Stratton Snow Kings, if you're buying the engine, for anybody out there watching, if you've got no throttle control on it, those are the ones that the connecting rods are breaking when it's sub-zero weather. Because
really?
You can't warm up that oil by throttling it down onto an idle speed. It just fires up and it's running at 3,600 RPM.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, one speed.
Yeah.
Yep.
And a lot of people out there, like I love the snow blowers. They've got a throttle control. They got a fuel shutoff built into them. A lot of the new ones, they don't have fuel shutoffs built into them.
Mm-hmm.
And they've got the preformed fuel line. So, you know, if you start fooling around cleaning carbs and you're pulling fuel line off, once you damage it, you got to buy that preformed piece with the 290-degree bends in it. You can't, you know, and I think it's like $29 or $30.
It's hideous, yeah.
Yeah, and then you got to pull the gas tank off and everything to change it. It's not a simple job anymore.
You can't. I was thinking, I'm not supposed to say it because I've been told I'm on a leash, but when you have an engine that does that, can't you put a thinner oil in it to compensate for it to, you know, racing that quickly in the cold?
We do run the 5W30 oil here.
Yeah.
For winter running.
What if you do a 0W30?
I don't know. I don't know what it would, like, you know, would it void any kind of, like when you buy them, it recommends that's the oil. It's either, you know, 10W30, 5W30, but if you went and put a lighter weight in, you're not going to have any warranty. And I don't think it's going to lube it enough.
But it's still cold. I mean, when it gets up to temperature, it'll be the same viscosity as a 530 and a 030, same viscosity at operating temperature.
At operating temperature,
yeah. I was just thinking, well, it's starting. I mean, a 0W30 is super thin when it's cold, really cold. I was just thinking. I mean,
wouldn't synthetic though, Klaus, give you the protection on startup and all that?
It would give you the protection of being able to circulate faster.
Yeah.
Because it has to be minus horrible for it to thicken up.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking minus 29 Fahrenheit. That's normally when
Fahrenheit
that these connecting rods are breaking.
Wow.
You're not even supposed to start those types of engines in that temperature.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they never put pan heaters on those. Block heaters. You know?
But I've got an old Tecumseh 8-horse 25. I mean, this thing's ancient, right? And it's minus 29, and I pulled it by hand and started that first pull, and I just throttle it down and I let it warm up for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And that thing, and I just sold it to here. I got to do a promo for my buddy, the Chubby Butcher.
All right.
Yeah, I love it. His burgers look luscious.
He sent me the T-shirt for Christmas. That's my design. I designed that for him.
Oh, cool.
Nice. No, I was just thinking, I mean, engines made back in the day, they had bigger bearings. They had bearings, some of them
bigger clearances too. Yeah.
Bigger clearances, and they were just better made. It's as simple as that. I mean, think about it. You got a camshaft with a plastic gear on a metal shaft, and you're trying to wring that thing around syrup, thick oil. Something's got to give, you know.
Sorry, Bill, I didn't see you down there.
No,
that's good.
The old Tecumsehs, when they made them, they were the first engine made for cold weather running.
Yeah. Oh, the Snow King, it's still the best. In fact, I just bought
millions of them still out there running today.
Even their 2-strokes. I bought a Toro Lawn Boy paddle jobber from 1998. And it was in nice shape. The kid tried to make it really nice. But I tell you, starts on the first pull. It says 32-1 on the gas cap because it's 1998.
Yeah.
But I'll put 50-1 steel ultra in it. But still, well, let me ask you a question, Wayne. What do you guys for 2-stroke in the winter? Do you use premium fuel in your mix or just 89?
No, we use the 91 no ethanol fuel that we're getting from Canadian Tire.
I wish we had no ethanol.
Yeah, and then we're using from Jamestown, New York. I think it's the K100S Plus stabilizer.
Yep,
that's the one that Terrell and he had a little.
I use K100.
Here's a funny one, guys. I know we all love bashing the ethanol, and we should. It's horrible stuff.
Yeah.
But for winter running, it does prevent carbs from icing up.
Yeah, because it gets rid of the water. Yeah.
Yeah.
Klaus, correct me if I'm wrong here. Tommy's comment here. I thought the W in 5W30 meant 5 winter 30, or does it mean 5 weight 30?
No. The winter rating is on the SAE is done at 0 degrees C, which is 32 degrees F.
Operating temperature. The bottle though, when the bottle says 5W30.
Yeah, the 5W.
What's W mean though? W winter. Means in the cold weather it acts like that, correct?
Winter
means the left number is the cold.
Yes. Cold
the
weather.
Cold one.
Yeah. Okay. Because some people always say, 5 weight 30 or 5 winter 30. I always refer to it as 5 winter 30.
Yeah, but Tommy says if it's the rating at minus 50 C, it's not. It's at 0. It's a freezing point, 32.
Yeah, and I was listening to you say 29 degrees, and I was thinking, does the mower even like to breathe air that cold?
Yeah, but Wayne, you're saying Fahrenheit?
Snow blowers?
It would just, does that motor like to even breathe that cold?
Cold air is the best thing for an engine. Anyway,
cold air is good.
Was I correct? You said Fahrenheit?
It's like ice cream's good, except you can drown in a vat of it.
Right. Fahrenheit?
But
Fahrenheit?
Fahrenheit, minus 29 Fahrenheit.
That's
wow. And those connecting, and I mean, it's weird. Like we've had 4 of them so far with broken connecting rods over the years, I think 9 years.
Yeah.
And it seems like the time that we got all 4 of those Briggs & Stratton engines, the temperature when they broke was minus 29 degrees Fahrenheit. No. That's not the wind chill. That's just the temperature it dropped down to.
Oh, okay.
No, but I mean, if it's, there isn't much equipment. It has to be specially designed to run those temperatures because, I mean, even the metal is more brittle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wayne, do you ever put block heaters on anything you own?
No. When you're up north, when Kirkland Lake area close to the Quebec border, everybody pretty well had to have block heaters over there. We don't need them here.
Yeah.
You
it's
see
only
your
29
do drop off when it gets sub-zero, but like normally end of January, February, we're going to get into that close to minus 20s. Like that's normally what we hit.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, no engine likes to be started and then just revving up to max RPM. It's torture any which way you. I mean, even my Honda lawnmower, I flinch every time I start it. It's an HRX. It doesn't have a throttle control. It just goes, and then it goes.
But like all the snow blowers got the heat boxes built around to keep that carburetor warm, eh?
Yeah.
And all the exhaust mufflers built right there, and then that heats up that heat chamber, and the carburetor pretty well stays, doesn't have a problem.
Yeah. No, Tommy, the higher number is the viscosity index for the fluid at 100 degrees C. They measure it at 0 and at 100. And then if it runs really fast, it's a lower number. And if it runs slower, it's a higher number.
Is that true? It's 100 degrees C, Klaus? I thought it was just at operating temperature of the engine.
No, it's done at 100 degrees C. And water-cooled engines, cars, they tend to run a little colder than that. Air-cooled engines, a little hotter.
Just on that, I've got a little Honda Civic, a little turbo Civic that I drive around every day. And when I get to the interstate, I'm a gas mileage fanatic. And the thing gets like 43, 44. And I noticed when I get to the interstate on a day when it's, it's Texas cold, it's, 20 degrees, the gas mileage is sitting right at about 18 or 20.
Really?
On a warm day, because it's just warming up. And it's coming out of the driveway and running through the neighborhood. But on a warm day, it's sitting at about 28 by the time I get to the interstate.
Yeah.
So the coldness actually keeps the gas mileage down until she gets warmed up. Now, when it gets warmed up, there's not a lot of difference.
A fuel-injected engine doesn't have a choke. What it does, it either changes the timing or it combines the change of timing with fuel injection, so it gives it a little more fuel to compensate until it gets up to operating temperature.
Yeah, and I know the turbo actually winds up more in the cold weather when it's cold.
I wouldn't know.
I'm a hot rod fanatic.
It's got more air to work with when it's colder.
Yeah, you can actually hear a little bit of a difference.
But the engine has a sensor that measures the density of air going into the engine.
Yeah, the max.
So it wouldn't. I mean, back in the old days, if you were driving a diesel and you went into a foggy patch, all of a sudden the diesel will run real sweet.
Yeah.
Because it would get almost moisture, it would be air.
Thick air. Yeah.
Yeah. But these days you can't feel a thing because it compensates for it.
Yeah, it's got the MAF up front and the O2 in the back, ahead of the air coming in, the air coming out. Yeah. And I noticed though, it's just for fun. I'll run it with with the digital gauges nowadays. I'll run it with the turbo gauge turned on rather than any of the other more interesting gauges when it's cold. Yeah. And you can actually see the turbo sits at 2 bars when it's running at 30 miles an hour, 1100 RPM. And normally running at that speed, it's at 0. It's just completely off. Yeah.
I was watching some guy a while back talking about particular Japanese or Asian cars running on 0W20 versus 0W16, where the 16 would give it a less oil consumption, which in my mind kind of
really,
I don't know what's going on. It makes
no sense.
There.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. But
yeah, you would think the thinner oil would get through the little gaps everywhere easier. It'd get past the rings easier.
Adam Elliott, you had 10W30 is thicker when running than 5W30. No, it's not. Well, when it's running at operating temperature, those two oils have the same viscosity at 100 degrees C. There's no difference.
Yeah, Tom's pointing out that 40 equals 40 C.
Yeah, it's the only one. Yeah, 40 is 40.
Yeah. Tom, buddy, you're still freezing to death at that temperature.
Rich was wondering about that blue single stage of his. I've never seen an
MTD. I've seen green, gray, most are red and black.
Yeah, I've never seen a blue one. So
the black ones are the yard machines. The red ones are usually the MTDs, and the green ones are the ones made for craftsmen.
Yeah. So, yeah, I've never seen a blue one in ever. Unless somebody went and painted it blue.
Yeah, I was going to say MTD. I've never seen a blue. Hey, David's here. Hello, David.
No, if it's a newer one, maybe it's a cobalt.
That's electric though, not right.
Yeah, I think. Well, I don't know if they made a gas one. Did they?
I've never seen gas cobalt.
No.
Yeah. Even Rich is saying, hey, send me a picture, Rich. You got my email. Send me a picture. I'll post it. Send me a picture. I'd like to see what it looks like. What's he saying? If cold air is
the older cars have a heat tube because the older engines are designed to run with air at a certain temperature.
Yeah.
And it's literally sort of part of the choke system.
Yeah, once the intake heated up, then the mixture got heated up. So
yeah.
Well, on your generators, you've got those baffle plates that go in front of the intake, right? For cold winter and summer running.
Yeah, just like chainsaw where you flip the plate back and forth.
Yeah, Ray's talking about, say, like on a 68 Chevelle or a 68 Impala.
Yeah, the heat riser.
You'd have a tin manifold over the exhaust system, usually on the passenger side.
Yeah, that corrugated hose.
And a black corrugated hose to run into the bottom of the air cleaner. It's not picking up exhaust. All it's doing is picking up warmth from the engine.
Yeah. And I mean, the
carburetors aren't quite as fine-tuned as fuel injections are. It was their version of a mass airflow sensor was keep the air warm all the time.
But I mean, the little flap you do on chainsaws, that's for making sure that the carburetor doesn't ice up.
Oh, here you go,
Klaus. Well, if you were to look at that hose, it actually has a little canister on top of it, a vacuum canister.
Yeah, it's
open and close as the temperature changes.
Yeah. Go ahead, Klaus.
Well, it's 0. I don't have. I mean, you can say a little thick or thicker. It goes through a viscosity meter, where they measure the amount of oil that goes through a certain nozzle size, and they convert that into an index number. So it's an index number. You can't say that it's yay thick or yay,
And it's
but
usually
it's the
measured
same.
in centistokes.
Yeah.
We need Project Farm to do a test at
There you
minus
go.
29.
Yeah.
Hey, Ralph, we're
No,
on.
but I mean, if you
Hey.
go to if you
So we're on
go
for
to
Friday.
Good, awesome.
What time, Ralph? What time?
What time you want?
I'm up to crack, so you tell me.
7:30.
7:30. All right, cool. And I got something gravely you'll enjoy. You'll like it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Everybody that doesn't know, Ralph is Mr. Gravely. So anybody, RW3 Dog, if you don't know his channel. So all kinds of Gravely stuff.
Yeah, put it out there. Put it in the comments.
Yeah, Ralph, you want to post your channel? Throw in the comments.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah. I saw you.
For those that don't know, that's me.
When I saw your rim video, I said, I hope he doesn't scrape one of those tubes. And you did.
Yep. Yeah, that thing was brutal.
My biggest thing, I said to LNR too, my buddies up at LNR, I said, you know what? I said, whenever I order a tube from you, I'm not picking it up for 2 days. He goes, why? So I said, so it can go flat on you, and then you can refit it. No, because it happens to all of us. You know, we take a tire out. Do we even remember to stick our finger and see if we got out the obstruction? You know, the pin or the nail or whatever. How many times have you put a tube in? Oh, crap. I didn't check to see what was in there. And there's something small or the biggest thing is, like you said, vice grips and stuff. When you're trying to hold the tire tube and a tire iron, and then you put a little nick in the tube when you're just sticking it in. Yeah, stupid stuff, you know?
That's why I take mine to Murdoch's. They charge me $10 to put tubes in, and if they screw up a tube, it's their dollar.
Yep.
Yeah, he's Goof Small Engine Repair saying, guys, I need your help working with a 20-horse twin Briggs & Stratton with Nicky Double, and it spits and sputters when it's idling, like it's misfiring. It says, check valves, coils, flywheel key. I'd still wonder if that's a bent valve. You know, it might be dinged.
What am I
Checking
looking?
cylinder pressure would tell you that.
Where is it in the comments? I'm trying to look. Oh, here we go. This one
should be about 7 up. There you go.
Yeah. Need your help. I'm working on 20 horsepower Briggs, which suck. Is that the opposed twin? That's the opposed twin, isn't it? Isn't the 20 horse the opposed twin?
Not necessarily, no.
No?
Yeah.
The twin
could be a Vanguard. Could be a Vanguard, right?
Yeah.
What is it, Jeepu? What engine is it? Is it intake? Is it Vanguard? Is it opposed? What is it? Oh, we lost Ralph.
Yeah, we lost
it. Idles, it's just
yeah, when I see that, I always go with the valve.
I would check if the valves are sealing tight.
Yeah. Well, he says he checked compression in the comments, and compression looks good.
He says he checked the valves too.
Sorry.
Did you Did you you checked the lash and everything on the seats, on the valves, you know, on the rocker arms? Because if one was too tight, that could do it. Or if one was super loose, they could do that too.
I just had a twin with a double Nicky that pulled me around the arena for a few good days. It was the carburetor is double barreled, but it only has one bowl, but it's got two main jets.
Yeah.
If one main jet is just slightly off, it acts funny, like it's got a lazy cylinder. At least it did to me. Sorry, it did to me. Like it had a lazy cylinder. I went all over electrics and valves and everything, and the second I got a new carb on it, boom, it ran fine. So, I mean, yeah, sputter, but spits and sputters, and only at idle.
Only idle.
It says he adjusted it to the proper lash spec, so it sort of takes valves out.
Well,
which engine is it though? Is it the opposed twin or is it a V twin? What is it?
It's a V twin. It's got a double Nicky.
Yeah, but he might have to do a blowdown test on it to see if the valves are sealing.
Yeah.
Well, he said he did a compression test.
But you can still have if they close at the wrong time for some reason, or too slow, or if you got a little bit of wear on the camshaft, it'll. I mean, yeah. I would leak down it too to see.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, I actually had one engine single cylinder, 6.5 horse.
Mm.
I think it was
Hey,
6.5.
there's Bob.
5.5 or 6.5. But I actually got the engine to start with the rocker arm completely off on the intake side.
But look
It was
what Bob
sucking it
says.
open.
Look what Bob says. I've had that
Yeah.
problem with the Nicky with that real tiny, tiny, tiny hole that you can't see. When that hole gets clogged, it feels like a misfire on the right-hand cylinder that I've seen.
Yeah,
Don't ask
it
me
was-
why, but it happened on a bunch of John Deere's with those engines that I had. The Nicky carburetor, there's 4 holes that you really need a microscope to see them. And when one of those gets clogged, it acts like a misfire, like it's not running right.
Yeah.
So I would definitely, if it's a Nicky, take it apart. You don't have, if the gaskets come apart good, you don't need new ones, but look for those 4 little teeny. I did a video on it. I'll see if I can get the link, but you can't see them. You need like a loop. It's very, very hard to see.
I think Jake has done a video on how to redo those Nicky carburetors with.
Yeah, they're simple. They are. It's just the gaskets are not cheap on those. The
gasket set is hideously expensive, but
it is.
they're Nicky carburetors. They're a little finicky.
Yeah.
But the other question I would have is, why has it got a new carb on it? Was it spitting and sputtering before?
Yeah.
And so they put a new carb on. And
I didn't see him say he put a new carb on.
Yeah, where did
so
you
it was a
With a
brand
new
carb.
Nicky. Yeah.
Oh,
new Nicky. Yeah,
new,
you're right.
new Chinese Nicky or new Nicky?
Yeah, well, that would be a problem right there.
Yeah, 'cause
Chinese Nicky.
the Chinese Nickies are cheap and they're garbage.
But if it was spitting and sputtering before with the OEM on it, it could simply be water in the fuel.
Yeah,
Like
and
we
I
had a
think Bob
carb
was-
here.
Yeah,
The guy said he had fresh fuel in it. Everything was fine, and it turned out water.
Yeah, and Bob was saying too on these intake manifolds too with the gaskets and stuff.
Yeah,
you know those red rubber gaskets when those don't seal right or whatever.
Yeah, he said that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, if it's vacuuming down, and it's hard to imagine what spittering and sputtering means when you can't hear it.
Hold on. There you go. That's it.
That's a Danish version.
This Briggs that I had, it had those emissions plugs that look like iridiums with a parabolic dome on the porcelain with the little teeny titanium sticking out or whatever. And I tell you, I thought it was those plugs because I don't like those, but it was that little teeny jet in the Nicky that you barely see. Once I unclogged it, thing ran perfect. If it's a Chinese Nicky, I'd beware. I'd rather clean the original, to be honest with you.
I always tell people in the videos, spark plug can't cause a motor to not start. It can cause a motor to run bad.
What's that?
Well, if it's not firing.
Well, yeah, but that's 1 in 500 plugs where the plug's actually the reason it won't start.
Unless it's a torch.
Yeah.
Jake just picked one up. I felt bad for the guy. It was a $65 pickup, and all it was the guy had a torch plug in it.
Oh.
Jake took the plug out. Yeah, and he called the guy up and said, you know what? You just got a bad plug. And the thing was brand new machine. Like,
all the Toros come with them. The Toro single stagers come with them.
Crazy.
And all those cheap Chinese power motors, they all come with them.
Yeah. Jake put an NGK in it, and that was it. So he said, I'm sorry, but like I got to charge you for the pickup and delivery, but I'm not going to charge you a big labor bill here.
Yeah. I found too a lot of bad spark plug boots lately, like bad resistors and things, where all of a sudden, I just changed the boot, screw a new boot on. It's good.
Yeah, the Honda ones are the worst. They got a built-in resistor in them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, James.
Jake pulled a few off and megged them, and they came out like over 10,000 ohms of resistance just in the boot.
Yeah. Oh, what's Bobby saying?
I had a guy today that I bought a commercial mower from, and he told me he had a little Echo that wouldn't start. He had a resistor plug and a non-resistor. He called me back 2 hours later and says, "You're right." Changed the plug, and it ran.
This guy Jeepu, which model? He said it's a Pro V-twin, but is it intake Vanguard? Which model is it? Curious.
I've had on the old, the little Mantis tillers.
Oh yeah. Which one though, Honda or the Echo engine?
Echo engine, 2-stroke. Some of them, and I can't figure out why. Some of them, they're supposed to run with a non-resistor plug.
Yeah.
Some will run with a resistor plug, some won't. And don't.
Well, you said Dave, or not Dave, but you were saying, Bill, certain Husqvarnas too, right?
Oh yeah. Husqvarnas are bad that way. You put the wrong plug in it, and a perfect engine just flat won't try. Nothing will make it run. Echoes, they're not that fussy. Briggs and Stratton, like the little 3.5 to 3.5 to 6.5. Man, you can put anything in those lawnmowers and they'll start. You can put crayons in them.
I bought 2 of them last year. Last year. 2 of them used, non-runners, got them fixed up, and they were saying they were even the one with the coil with the red wire, which is the one you can't get anymore.
Yep.
Yeah, they were both with the red wire. Yeah, I put 2 resistor plugs in because I wasn't thinking straight.
Yeah.
One would start, one wouldn't. Put a non-resistor plug in the one that wouldn't start. Started just fine. Ran great. I mean, maybe it's a tolerance thing. I don't know from the coil. I don't know.
Well, put it this way: if you have a weak coil, maybe the resistor won't fire, right?
The resistor
won't fire at all.
Out. Yeah.
Well, the Husqvarna is the weird one though, because it wants the resistor.
Yeah.
If you put I can't help but think it's somehow pre-igniting.
Huh. You can burn
making it run hot.
You can burn out the coil by using the wrong plug on the Husqvarna.
The video I put out today, a little Ryobi handheld blower, standard issue handheld blower.
I saw that, the tuning.
It needed a coil also. I didn't put it in the video only because I thought, somebody who doesn't do this a lot doesn't want to take this that far apart.
Was that the one sitting in back of it on your bench?
Hey, Dick.
Looked like you had a coil sitting on the bench in back of it.
Yes. Yeah, that was the coil, but you have to split the case. You have to take the fan off. You have to take the gas tank off. You have to take the switch off and all the wiring off and that foolish little double trigger on a blower.
Yeah. Bill, I was thinking of you today, Bill. I've got a weed eater handheld where the blower's horizontal like this.
Oh, goodness. The old green one.
Myself, this is such a piece of garbage. I wish it wasn't so expensive to ship stuff because you'd have it tomorrow. I mean, I don't
I'd have fun with it.
I don't want to look at the thing. It was given to a friend of mine. Like when one of my friends bought a house. Oh, it was there with the house. It's like, what? Yeah, they just leave it there. Weed eater.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the weed eater brand blowers. Well, I don't like any of them with the suction thing underneath because people tend to put them down on the ground with them running, and it just does all hell to the insides of the fan.
The worst ones were the Wild Thing Poulans.
Oh my God!
They would vibrate. They would vibrate so much when you finished either blowing leaves or sucking up leaves. Your hands were twice the size from the swelling.
And their chainsaws. And there's chainsaws. They're cheaper chainsaws, but they're okay.
But you know why they call them pull-on. You know what where the name came from, right? Pull on and on and on and on. And on. But the funny thing was, I bought 2 NOS carburetors from Husqvarna, pull-on, whatever. I bought 2 NOS carbs, the ones that had that block bolted on the top of it with the other outlet or inlet or whatever. I put those in a thing of gasoline with my Mighty Vac. It leaked. Out of the bag, the metering diaphragm gasket leaked. And I was like, really?
Yeah.
Rich sent an email. Hold on. Let me see it. Let me zoom in. Hold on. I'll show you his email. He said he swears it's never been touched, and it's
It's the new steel calendar for 2000. Oh.
He doesn't know what the heck it is. It's blue. It's an MTD. It's a 21-inch. Yeah, but you said it was a single stage, 4-stroke single stage MTD, and it's blue. So if anyone's ever seen one, let me know or send me a picture of one.
Cobalt.
Really?
Yeah, but no, it's single stage, 4-stroke.
I know, cobalt.
Cobalt. I've never seen a gas-powered cobalt.
Hey, Ken.
Neither have I, but
thing I was showing you earlier.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
Oh, I'm upside down.
Let me get the right picture there. Yeah. Oh yeah, the one.
Yeah.
The one you showed me with the Tecumseh, the Briggs primer bulb on it.
Yeah. It's got the orange primer bulb, which made me think. Whoop, sorry.
Yeah, it's from a push mower. It's a push mower primer bulb.
It made me think. Okay, I got to get a better look at this. And when I took it off, that is exactly how it came off the mower.
Yeah. I saw it in your video. I was laughing. The worst one
I looked at it and said, I'm not fixing this carburetor. I'm just going to put a new one on and be done with it. Sometimes God knows what's inside that mess.
Yeah. My favorite's when they take the primer bulbs that are supposed to be the little 1/2-inch ones and they put like the 5/8 ones in, and it looks like a pregnant primer bulb. Yeah.
And you wonder how they got it to seal.
Yeah, hey, it's Clem.
Big John.
Hey, Big John.
Testing. Oh, what did he do? Which I haven't measured talk. I know, Gary, you were saying James said he got that on loan from somebody, that tester for total harmonic distortion. Did he not return it, or did he buy it off the guy? Because those meters are expensive.
Okay, that words here I can't even spell. Harmonic distortion.
Total harmonic distortion. Gary can explain, but
Close. We don't want to know about that stuff.
well, no, you want your electronics to survive on a generator, and total harmonic distortion is dirty power. You know.
Yeah, just buy a Honda. Problem gone.
Well, no, buy the inverter. Yeah.
That's what I meant. I don't think they have them other than inverters anymore.
I don't know. Does Honda make a non-inverter with brushes?
I don't think so.
Huh.
You mean the suitcase style ones, right?
Well, no. Inverter just means it's inverted instead of generated through brushes and stuff. You know.
Yeah,
Inverted
John,
mean,
dinner's more
inverter
important.
circuit, so it cleans up the power. It's nice and clean.
I actually learned a lot watching James. So hey, James. Yeah,
James is there. Let me.
I can't sit here and talk good about James when he's on. That's no good. No, I learned about. Well, I don't know if I learned a lot. I saw stuff I haven't seen before about, when it's measured and the power is dirty versus clean, and that doesn't mean I know how to. But I'll keep watching your videos, James, and see if I can't pick up a trick or two.
I tell you, I told a friend about his channel, and he goes, I'll put his videos on to put me to sleep. I said, excuse me? He goes, not that I don't like his video, but he has such a calming voice, I can go to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, I usually get frustrated about 30% into James's videos because he's doing something I have absolutely no clue how to replicate.
Well, it's like these guys working on snowblowers, though. I watch them. I'm never going to work on a snowblower ever.
I wish I've worked on a few, and when I say a few, I mean a handful. And it's a nice machine to work.
They're nice and clean, no grass, no dirt, no dust. But except you get a lot of rust because of salt on the roads.
Yeah.
But I mean, people don't have them here. If I'm lucky, they have the one-stage ones, and they're horrible because they're so compact.
Oh, I love the single stage. The paddle jobs for sidewalks, they're beautiful. I love them.
They are. I mean, they work great. I sold a couple to my neighbor and the guy down the street.
Yeah. Hey, Bob, how'd you make out with the snow? Because you're like lake effects, right? Aren't you over there in PA, that area? You get the lake effect snow, I think. Yeah, they got hit pretty good over there. Yeah,
see, James, now you're doing it again. Oscilloscope.
And it's funny. You think, Jay, what do you do for a living? He's IT. And like, what are you doing screwing with this stuff? YouTube. It started on YouTube, he said.
Yeah.
We had.
Remember, when we were younger, we used to go to the library. Now it's YouTube.
Yeah.
No, but
I started doing YouTube. I started doing small engines because when I retired, I said, okay, now I've got all the cameras, I've got all the lights. Now I need something to point the camera at. And I remembered that when I was a kid, this is what I did to make $1.
Yeah. Bob, you're not on vacation this week? You're not on recess?
On generators, I didn't know that you were supposed to adjust your generators in relation to hertz. I kind of just crank. Here we run 220, 230, right? Just crank them up to 235. It's good to go. No. And then I saw James's video. I'm kind of like, ooh.
Yeah.
We talked about that today, James, about problem solving. That's why I do it. I just love solving problems. And with small engines, you get something new every day.
We actually bought a plug-in meter to check the hertz and the voltage. And then because Kenny talked about fluke all the time, Jake went out and bought it. I think he paid $385 for a fluke meter. Hey, it's company paid for, but that thing is awesome. It checks.
Fluke is very good. They're very
good. Number one tool in the electronic drawer.
James cost me about $300 in tools because I had to get something that could measure and.
Well, the kilowatt meter, we always promote the kilowatt meter. We use them on our generators when we're testing. I think Harbor Freight got note of it because they all went up about $10.
Yeah, probably.
I used to get them with coupons for under $20. Now they're like $30, $35. I'm like, wait a minute. They must be watching YouTube. Hey, Mick is here. Hope you're feeling better, buddy.
Kenny, I got to run. I got a customer coming to pick up a couple of tires.
Sounds good. Good seeing you, Wayne.
Say hi to Wayne. Have a good New. Are you going live on New Year's Eve, Kenny?
I'll probably go live maybe around 6 or so just to say hello to everybody.
Yeah, okay, maybe I'll drop in then.
All right.
Good night, guys.
Stay dry. Stay dry.
Say hi to Jake from us.
Dry is right. Okay.
Yeah.
Night.
Say hi to Jake.
See you later, Wayne. Take care.
Wayne.
Wayne's a good guy. Let's see. What does it say? You'd have to.
Yeah. He was saying, he says, okay, if it's zero viscosity at 0 degrees,
Yeah.
would it be negative viscosity at below zero? And it's like, no, I think it bottoms at zero. You'd have to create friction to go below zero viscosity.
We'll
You'd
create.
have to encourage. You'd have to turn into sandpaper.
I mean, if I haven't put you to sleep on it, go watch Project Farm. He has a couple of series on oil and viscosity, and he measures that, and he does a pretty comprehensive test on oil.
But it's a legitimate question.
It's a very legitimate question, and it's all I can say is that it's an index number. It's not a real number. Like it pours, it's 5. It pours this, it's 10. Now it's an index number, but yeah, it's a measuring method.
It's compared to water, correct?
No.
Yeah, water is usually when you're talking viscosity, water is what is it? 0.
Water is 0 viscosity.
Viscosity is the amount of the fluid that goes through a certain size over a certain time.
Yes, it's a centistoke going through a sieve. It's the amount of time it takes to drain out. Yeah. But water, I thought, is used as the 0.
Yeah, I understood water to be 0, and when you hit 0 viscosity, you achieve the same flow water achieves.
No, you're not. That's not correct.
No.
Well, that's what I thought.
Yes, but that's not correct.
Mm.
And go read the SAE standard. They explain it to a degree where even I can't follow.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'll have to look. Now you've got me curious about that.
Yeah, SAE standard.
Yeah.
Because theoretically, Tommy makes a point then. So there could be such thing as a negative number if it's not comparing to water. If it's still thicker than water, there could technically be a below 0 viscosity.
Sure, but since they're measuring oil here, I don't think they can go below 0.
Yeah.
But they, I mean, SAE changed their view on the world every time they update the standards. AP does the same. API does the same. I mean, who would have thought we'd get a 0W16 oil 10 years ago?
Oh, here we go.
But 30 years ago, if I told you to put 0 dash anything in your car, would you do it?
No, but I have
viscosity. Oh, okay. So it's it's not 0, but it's
point something.
It is 0.
It's not negative.
It is 0. It's basically 0 for practical purposes.
But that's at 25 C.
Yeah.
So that goes back to what I was thinking. The 0 viscosity would be when it flows equally to water.
But think about it, Bill, because I have a 1970 2-horse Brix engine out here that I restored last Christmas. And it says on the side, summertime use SAE 30, wintertime 5W20.
Yes.
And that's 1970.
Yeah. How many people think you're a nut when you go out for ice cream in like 20-degree weather?
Nah, that's good.
One of the worst days of my driving life was going out for milkshakes with my then 2-year-old and having him dump one between the seats in the vet. I had to strip the entire interior out in 20-degree weather in Indiana.
That's why in my household we don't consume foods in the car.
Yeah. Cars are meant to be lived in and had fun with.
Except Corvettes.
Oh.
Yep, even Corvettes. I have like 7 of them.
Bob, don't ask me about editing. I'm the biggest idiot when it comes to editing.
Yeah,
me.
He just got rid of, he just got rid of his MacBook. Everybody I know that has Apple products, even my son-in-law, he doesn't have any Apple products, but he even said to me, he goes, if you're using your iPhone, you have to have like a MacBook to do your editing because nothing else talks to it. I have to convert MOV file. It's a nightmare. It just, I can't stand it.
Well, that's why I use that big hairy editor. It's like, it may take an engineering degree to figure out how to use it. It takes a lot of there's a big learning curve on it. But once you do, if I want an MOV file, I click MOV. If I want an MP4, I click MP4. It offers like 14 choices for output.
Yeah. Filmora is good because Filmora, that's free, the free version, or even it's cheap to buy. What do you have, Bill? What's your one?
I use DaVinci Studio.
And I've got Sony Vegas, which Mick showed me how to use a few times, and he's very good at it. But I just, it is like anything. If you do it enough, you'll learn it. I just don't do it.
There's a learning curve.
Yeah.
Microsoft Movie Maker.
Yeah, Movie Maker.
There's not a learning curve there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, hey,
you get free, Bob.
for some people there is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bob,
you have to push the mouse button, move it,
Yeah.
let go of the mouse button.
Bob, Filmora
See?
is free, but if you don't pay the $30, it'll say Filmora all through your video. That's the only thing. When you pay the $20-$30, they remove the Filmora name from the video. That's all.
Yeah, DaVinci doesn't do that, but you get a subset. And you don't get the free updates and all that whatnot.
I like the Sony Vegas. I bought it for like $40-$50, but it's just like you said, you got to play with it to learn how to use it.
I also use something called Open Shot Video, which is a little more comprehensive than Movie Maker.
Yeah,
and it's free too. So Open Shot Video Editor.
Yeah, what is editing? Video Guru. Yeah. Yeah, there's tons of them up there.
Yeah, John, on your video singular collection, it's that's where you took out the word "damn it" 9 times when you said it. You edited it.
Oh, that's not bad. Less than 100 for lifetime on the Filmora. That's not bad.
Yeah.
You know, the DaVinci gave me the keyboard, and I paid like under $400 for it.
$400. Some people pay that for their computer. Yeah.
You're right, Bob. The timeline is a bit weird on it.
Yeah. You know what sucks with me though, with this stupid iPhone thing? Even if I convert it to MP3, I'll put it into Vegas, and all of a sudden, halfway through, the audio starts going, and I'm like, what? And it says it's there, and I see the audio track, and it's like, I don't know.
I'm just saying, DaVinci, if you get Studio, it comes with Fairlight. Fairlight is a rock star audio editor. You can say, oh, well, I want to leave the garage door open today, but there will be lots of outside noise. And you can add 14 different filters so it can only hear you. I mean, the neighbor can be running a chainsaw and you won't hear it. Well, maybe you'd hear that a little bit. That'd be hard to filter that out.
Jim, come on up here for a minute if you have a minute, if you're not eating dinner.
Bob is asking if Filmora does voiceover.
Hey, Bob, what you want to do for a voiceover is you record the audio track separately and then just put one track here and then the other track, you stack the tracks. So if it allows you to stack videos, then you can do it. You just stack the track and then you unassociate the 2 tracks. You'll have they call it, they're linked. So you take the link off of the video and audio track, so they're no longer linked, and then delete the audio track and then use the video. Delete the video track and then use the audio track.
Bob, I agree with you, but I still bought it. I'm still trying to use it because Mick, we did a live stream together, just him and I talking, and he was showing me because his version is only 1 older than mine, and he was going so fast with it. I'm saying, damn, I could do this someday, but it's just with what he's done with it. I have the exact same software, but my version's 1 version newer. So we're Mick saying, oh, lower left, the icon. Mine's like the lower right. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
I'm trying to follow him, and it's like every version they change the layout, and I couldn't follow them, and I felt like an idiot, you know?
Yep, I know the feeling.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Palmer. John Clem doesn't edit either.
Yeah.
Much.
We're going to get you to do videos, John. Eventually, we're going to get you to do videos.
I know. That's me, Bob. That's my New Year's resolution, to figure out editing. Yeah. I literally have probably 15 videos in the vault that oh, here he is. Hey, Jim.
How you doing?
What's going on,
James?
Wait, you gotta say welcome back.
Welcome back.
There you go. That's it. There you go.
Well, everybody does something to start their video, though, don't they?
You don't know how many people have said to me, I like his voice.
Klaus says,
that's right.
Welcome to Hobby Motor. And then he starts off into some gibberish.
Gibberish. It's a question of learning, just like using software, Bill. Get on it.
I learned 9 software languages. I'm done learning.
You know what? They say for an English-speaking person, learning Danish is harder than learning Chinese. So, you know what? There's only 6 million of us, so don't bother. Honestly, don't bother.
Hey, all I need to know about Danish is prune or cheese. That's it.
But out of respect for you and Morton, I when I do my captions, I include Danish. I include Chinese because there's a billion of those guys. It's like I include Indonesian and Hindi because there's a billion of those guys. You get some views out of it.
The funny thing is, when it comes in and I see there's a video from you and it's already translated, it kind of annoys me just a little bit because the translation is not as good as you can read it in English.
Yeah.
And it's funny. You know, if I wasn't speaking English, no problem. It would be good. Yeah. But I do. And so when I think, what the hell is he, what's Bill saying now, you know?
Hey, Jim, are you home for the holiday or are you still working?
I'm still working, but my office actually flooded out. So
oh, wow.
No one told us. So I showed up to work on Tuesday and the office, there were those fans and dehumidifiers everywhere.
Yeah.
It was so loud. You couldn't even hear yourself think. So I worked from home today.
There you go.
You know, my kid got out of college as a software engineer, as a computer programmer. And he got out, he graduated college just as COVID kicked up. And he hasn't worked in an office yet. I tell him, it's like, man, you're just so spoiled. You know?
Yeah. Things have changed. We're trying to hire people, and it's a problem because a lot of people, like, we don't really work from home. My company's all about going to the office. We were back in the office in 2020.
Yeah.
I
never left.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, we had to service equipment. My son-in-law got a job, thank God. But his whole thing was he was working from home 4 or 5 days a week. And about a month or two ago, before he got married to my daughter, they said, no, we want you to come in like 3 days a week. He goes, no, I don't want to do that. I can't do that. The way my life is. And they said, all right, you're out of a job. Just like that.
Yeah.
He'd been there for 5 years, whatever.
Wow.
Well, but you'd have to be able to bring a helicopter home to work from home, though, right?
Well, it's funny. My son-in-law, you know what he does? Video production. You think I'd have good videos. You know? Yeah. That's
Send him your videos.
He used to produce TV.
My company is, if you got a day, like if you got almost back-to-back live meetings, I'm just going to stay at home. Why sit in the office? Yeah. Because
we have a ton of Skype meetings. We do. We have a ton of, and it's funny because out of 8,000 people that work at my plant, we probably have 2,000 in the plant at any given time. That's it since 2020. You know, offices are empty, parking lots half empty. Now they're trying to stage people to come back, and a lot of people are quitting. A lot of people are taking other jobs that offer at home only. I've got friends that they got rid of their second car. They don't have daycare anymore. They're making tons of money staying home.
Yeah, the expenses go way down when you don't have to travel.
Oh, yeah. I've got a lot of my friends, women that I work with, like in legal and other areas. Their husbands, they've been Mr. Mom now for 2.5 years.
See, in software, if it weren't for the meetings, well, it's like when I'd take off for my 2 or 3 weeks on the beach every year, they'd always have me take my laptop and then work me for 5 or 6 hours every day. Yeah. But it's like, with my feet in the sand, it's not so bad working.
Oh, man.
But there's no vacation when you work from home. What are you going to do? Go in the office for vacation?
The only thing that sucks is when I'm on a Skype call and I hear the dog bark and the baby crying and all that. I'm like, I'm a little jealous,
Yeah. Yeah, you'd take the crying baby for a minute there, right?
No. Jim,
I've got to run. I've got to go make dinner for Mom.
Nope.
Got to feed Mom.
What's the part in the shop, Jim? Anything good?
What's going on? I'm working on 2 ancient generators. One of them's an EM 500 from early 80s. And the other one has a Tecumseh 10-horse flathead. I have no idea how old it is.
On a Coleman?
But it hasn't been running a while, apparently, because I tipped the fuel line that was cut, and all the old fuel spilled onto me, and it smells like it's been sitting in there for like a decade.
Those old Tecumseh 10-horse on the Colemans, they always stick the exhaust valve.
It had very low compression when I brought it home. I didn't think it was going to start. Mm-hmm. But after pulling it over like 100 million times, the compression came right back.
Cool.
Sticky valve.
Yeah. The one that I had last time, though, I'd run it, and after about 2 minutes, because the exhaust valve would start sticking. Then it would backfire and shut off. Yeah.
Well, that might be next. It's not running on the carb. It's just running on a little bit of carb spray. So we'll see what happens when I get that carb cleaned up.
Gary, you guys back to health or what?
Health wise, yeah,
I
no,
thought you guys were sick. No.
no, not me.
Oh, okay.
No, that was a while ago.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
No, I was sick back in
sick. Yeah.
sick back in October, but that was it.
How'd your holiday go, Gary?
It was a lot. Christmas Eve was was much smaller, much more enjoyable. Christmas Day we had like 10 people here. Sue and I started making food in the morning. It was just a lot of work. Glad that it's over. Now we're just relaxing and enjoying the rest of the time. Just working a couple days this week, and that's it.
Gary, isn't this your buddy here, Wally? Isn't that the one that was in your chat?
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
There you go.
I'm just hanging out here for a few. I'm trying to get to play some video games with my nephew, but he's having problems with
his.
Is
that a Coleman, Jim?
Setup there.
Yeah. Power mate.
Yeah, they always had them on the Colemans. Yep. Yeah, like I said, the one I had it was black, not red, but still, you could always tell them stupid oval air cleaners. Yeah.
That's the current project. Gary knows about this one.
Yeah, I just got the board in yesterday. I gotta get my hot air rework station out and see if I can melt the epoxy and get inside it. But
what is that, Jim? What brand?
Honda.
Ooh,
very old Honda.
Regular?
It's older
Very,
than me.
very old.
Wow.
It actually I took the carburetor off and the insulator just fell apart in 4 pieces.
Oh wow.
Discontinued item. JB Weld.
Yeah.
Works perfect.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think I'm going to take that Generac apart this week. The one, I think it's the camshaft. There was so much metal fines in the oil the last time I looked at it. It's got to be the cam lobes.
Ouch.
It's a common issue on those.
Oh yeah.
What engine was that, Kenny?
It's the, what is it, Jim? The what size is that? 460.
It's probably a 420.
The
The
Generac
GN 420.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. It's
No, the Generac
a Honda
engine.
clone.
Yeah.
Honda
Oh, the
clone,
Honda
okay.
clone.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, it ran good. It spit out the exhaust and the intake at the same time while it was running. So
It's like when they do copies of Honda, it's like it's the little things they didn't copy that goes wrong. If you noticed, every time.
the only
Because
thing I like about some of the clones is,
the engine block is normally cylinder and engine block is normally good quality because it's almost 1-to-1 with Honda, but it's the little things. It's the valve train. It's the insulator blocks.
It's the details.
Yeah.
The video I'm releasing tomorrow, quality control issue, minor issue, and it's causing. This is the third one I've seen with this issue, and it's just the same thing. The same guy on the assembly line probably doesn't know what he's doing.
who's got YouTube on, or someone's got their gain set too high or too low?
James, do you got YouTube on?
Or is it Gary playing with funky microphones?
Let me
That's
check.
not me. It's on my phone. If I bring it down, then I can barely hear you.
Okay.
All right,
I just heard a
YouTube
little
is
bit of
swiped
feedback.
out, so
Here, I'll just mute my mic while I'm not talking here.
I
Can I
think
use
it's
a borescope to look at that? I don't know. Can you look at a camshaft on a clone?
where would you get in?
Yeah, where would you get in?
oil fills the only way.
Yeah, but no, that's on the bottom though.
Yeah, but
It is. But you get one of the borescopes with the side camera, you might be able to see it.
Yeah. I got an old kind that works with the phone. Some of the the newer ones are nice and tiny too.
I have a small one that goes onto I have an old phone in the shop that I use for it as a screen. It's really tiny, but I can't steer it. I mean, it's just a regular rubber wire. It's on it. I can't steer it. But
What do you have, Casey? You have what? An old generator? What do you got? So he has something non-running unless it's a generator. But out in Iowa, do you get power failures out there, Case? I don't know. Tornadoes maybe, but I don't know about power failures just because. John, be right back. Where, John? You're not here. What are you talking about?
he's stuffing his face. He's
He
having
wastes
dinner.
the
Borescope camera?
Chat.
Yeah.
I got room for 10 people. The more the merrier.
Yeah, borescope camera. What brand do you have?
Mine is just a cheap Chinese that you plug into your iPhone. So I
Yeah,
got it 5 years ago.
You know, so like I have a test long, and that one's got like you could put the SD chip in there. It's like 16 feet for and it's got the video capability as well. I usually stick it inside the spark hole plug to see how bad the cylinder walls are scored up before I even bother digging into an engine.
yeah.
The one I have is the same as Kenny's. It's a Chinese one. You just plug into your phone, and it's for looking into the spark plug hole. It's great, but anything else, not so much. It doesn't have it doesn't have that resolution.
Go grab it to look. Just waiting for my nephew to jump on here for playing some video games. So he's got his parental controls on, and he can't seem to figure out how to turn them off. So his mom's helping him.
Yeah, you guys looking for good meat recipes or burger recipes? Chubby Butcher, good.
Yeah,
I've been using for a few years the Depths Tech. It's the Wi-Fi one, similar to what you guys have. It just connects to your phone, but they just sent me their new one that has 3 cameras on it.
Oh, nice. Wait, front, side, what's the third?
The other side, but it's a different focal length.
Oh, okay.
And clarity, big difference from the one I bought 2.5 years ago.
Huh.
It's really good.
I know they sent to you, but what's the price of something like that?
I think it's like $90.
Well, it's not bad.
Yeah, you guys are so
it's
lucky.
Bluetooth? It works with the phone, or what is it, Jim?
No, it's all in one. It has a
monitor,
like an 8-inch screen or something. Yeah,
see, that's more convenient. That's more convenient.
Yeah, it's got a 4-inch screen.
The probe can you hear the probe in any way when it gets in the engine?
Oh, that's not bad. Yeah, not bad. How much is that?
A little over 200.
Okay. Good resolution.
Yeah.
Very good. So you got the light.
Yeah. Color or black and white?
Color.
Oh, nice.
How long's the cord? The camera wire?
16 foot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll show you guys.
That's the only thing I wish it was shorter, because mine is probably like 16 or 20 feet long, and you only need like 3 feet, if that.
You could record right on that gear with an SD or what?
With an SD card, yeah, it goes right on the side here, and then it also can do video as well.
You got a link to that gear? Throw the link out. I'd like to see one.
Yeah, I'll have to look. I mean, I've worked on some of the other generators before. You can actually see some, like you were talking about, stuck exhaust valves.
Yeah.
Exactly it. Look how bad the carbon was on this one.
Hold on. We're getting feedback from someone.
You're getting feedback, yeah. Somebody's got YouTube on.
No, it's always happened on my phone. It's probably mine. I'll mute it and then see if it comes back.
Yeah.
Is it gone now?
It's gone. Yeah, it's gone now. Yeah. That is nice though, Gary. Wow.
Yeah.
I love the color too, because that's good color.
You guys recall the alignment of the brush heads?
Oh yeah, just don't do any colonoscopies. That's all.
Corn.
This actually, James, you had this exact issue a while back. Oh well, you can see how it's misaligned.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And then it wears weird on the armature or on the ring.
Exactly.
Huh.
So I had to wind up adding some washers.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I mean it's been a great tool. But yeah, they give you a nice case for it.
Yeah. Yeah, so when you get a chance, shoot me the link. I'll throw it out.
Yeah, no, I got it all. I think I got it sometime last year. Yeah. But it's one of the more finer tools to have. And then James and I, we were chatting today. His last video really inspired me because I really want to get that tool.
Yeah, hey, give me the Reader's Digest version. One of you guys, total harmonic distortion. What, why, and who cares?
It's frequencies other than the main frequency. So if you're at 50 hertz or 60 hertz, that's the only thing that should be in there, right?
But is that considered noise or
the other harmonics are kind of noise? I mean, it's not useful power. Yeah, and I think it's just dissipated as heat.
Yeah.
And
And what is it?
your
What does it do to
electronics. So,
electronics? How does it harm
if you run it
electronics?
long enough, or if your electronics are too sensitive, you
Yeah.
might let out the magic smoke.
Okay.
Hmm.
Oh, Klaus was asking, Honda, is it all inverters now, or do they still make the old styles too? Generators.
Yeah, they make everything.
Yeah,
It's whatever,
Okay.
whatever you
all
want to
Okay.
buy.
Yeah. I here we can only the Hondas we can get here, the suitcase ones, they're all inverters. You can't get a non-inverted suitcase Honda.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Those are like the one I'm working on now was a brushless Honda suitcase generator, and it's a flathead too. I mean, they don't make anything like that.
Is that like the
anymore.
one you had a few months ago, Jim? Didn't you work on one of those a long time ago?
The EX1000, yeah. This one is even smaller. This one's only 400 watts. It's tiny.
What's that good for? Lighting or something? What do you use that for?
LED lights, maybe charge your phone.
Okay.
Camping where you have to carry it.
It's 400 watts. You can do a lot with, but don't expect too much.
Yeah, don't expect to run your clothes dryer on it,
No, definitely not.
That happened to a friend of mine the other day. He lost power. His girlfriend lost power. Calls him up. He has a housekeeper that comes in. When the generator was running, she turns on the clothes dryer.
Oh, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Well, my generator all of a sudden was struggling. Like every 10 seconds, it was going to like max throttle. It was overloaded, and I run in the house. I'm like, what are you doing? My wife has the toaster on, cooking lunch. I'm like, stop it.
How many watt is yours, Jim?
It's 5,500.
But that's inverter, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
No, but it's a toaster that takes up what?
My house pulls about 3,000 to 4,000 watts, so I was already pulling about 4,000. Then she turned the toaster on, brought it up to about 5,700 watts, which, I mean, it can do it for a while, but
I'm just surprised your wife didn't say, "You're the generator guy. Figure it out."
She wants a whole house generator.
My brother-in-law just did that. I think it's a Kohler, but he had it propane. It's hooked up to propane.
Yeah.
But it's nice, though, because you're without power for like a half a second. The lights dim, and that's it,
Yeah. Costs a bit of money, though.
That's something
7,500.
Something I never understood how those engines can cope with that. I mean,
yeah, but when you're running on gas, it's clean and all.
No, but I mean, you have a generator that kicks on like that.
Oh yeah.
And then 2 seconds later, it goes to full load. It's cold. It's never. It doesn't run through a heat up cycle. Nothing. It just goes from, dead cold to start. 2 seconds later, full load.
I think there is a delay, but I don't think it's that long.
No, I mean, I bet that lubrication hasn't even circulated when it goes under full load. That.
Klaus, isn't this your streaming partner, Klaus?
Yes. Hi, Steen. Ski got to come. Yeah, you guys got that right.
Hey, English only.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'll behave. No, I was watching YouTube the other day on. They were load testing, cold testing and load testing standby cat generators. The big diesel ones, and they went from stone cold, and the requirement was 10 seconds, from stone cold to deliver full power under 10 seconds.
Hey, what's Tommy talking here? Heat exchange. What are they using, like liquid in a heat exchanger or something?
Yeah, we have them here too.
Really, like radiators, like using like a car heater?
Almost like a heat pump type of thing.
Yeah, but how hot can you get that?
It's something about reusing the heat from the air that goes, the heat that goes, and it does. We don't have one because our basement is one of those. We have an old house, and the basement is not. You have to ventilate it in order to be able to continue to use it and heat it. Otherwise, it gets musty and damp. So our dryer is one that just chucks the air out of the house
Yeah.
So to get circulation going.
Because oil or fluid, you're not going to get that hotter than what, 250 maybe? You know?
Tops.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, John, you said it right.
Hey, Gary, quick question, or either about soldering irons. We were talking about that the other day. I've got one of those Braun LED, you know, the wands that we all have. Turn it on and off again, Gary. No, but anyway, it's a Braun, one of those LEDs that we all have. But on the very end, it's got the LED on the end that shines out. It's got a red and a black wire that broke off, but there's no way in hell you can get in there unless you have a needle soldering iron that's like that long. What should I use? Should I just buy a cheap $6 pencil iron that has a real thin tip on it?
You can actually just buy the tips, and I have a tip that's like that long.
Yeah.
For those tight to
It's
reach
like a
areas.
hypodermic needle almost that you need to get in there, you know. Because I didn't know how I could reach in there to get to it.
Ben's Workshop. Howdy.
Let's see. I'm behind on the chat. Hold on. Everyone's saying hello, 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 hello.
Yeah, I'm going to jump off, guys. My nephew just jumped on, but I will definitely be chatting with you guys soon.
All right.
But if I don't chat with you, have a wonderful New Year's there.
Yeah, we'll be around. Take care, Gary. Thanks for showing up.
Enjoy the game. Enjoy the game.
I tell you, I have to send Gary those potted, what is it? The ignition switches for like the snapper and stuff, because, and I've got the one for the Simplicity, it's $200 and something, and I got the one for the snapper, it's like $70, and nobody makes a Chinese version. So I'm going to see if Gary can depot them and decrypt them. So, I mean, maybe it's a good money-making opportunity for Gary. Who knows, you know? But nobody makes them. And the ones, especially the ones for snapper, the real that little teeny module, safety module, it's like $50. And there's got to be something stupid in it. A couple resistors, transistor, whatever.
I buy them in a pack of 10 on Wish or AliExpress or whatever they're called.
Yeah, but OEM?
No.
They don't make Chinese ones of these. They don't.
But they fit on Hondas. They fit on everything.
Send me a link, because if it's not,
it's that little resistor thing that goes.
It's about 2 by 3 by about a half-inch thick, and it plugs into like a 19-pin.
Sorry, Ken. That's not the same one.
It's the safety module for Simplicities, Snappers, Briggs and Stratton. It's a Briggs part number because it was Snapper. It's on all Snapper rear engine riders. It goes underneath the seat by the battery, and it's just so that your key switch won't work if you're in gear or anything like that. But don't ask me. I mean, it's got to be simple, you know.
That's the one that's the one you can fry if you use a NOCO booster.
Not just that though. If you spray water on it, that's what happened with mine. The guy I bought it from, I'm going to wash it for you before you come. So he washed it, and I go, "What the hell?" And it was the module. I said, damn it, you know.
I thought it was that little metal thingy that sits next to Honda's on-off switches.
Oh no, the little boxes. Yeah, I get those cheap too. Yeah, that cutoff. Jim, you and I talked about those one time. Those timer cutoffs, whatever they are.
Yeah, the low oil module.
Yeah.
Those are dirt cheap, but the Honda I'm working on now needs a new ABR.
Mm-hmm.
They are available for $200.
Ow.
It's one of those things. Like I sent the broken one to Gary. I'm like, depot this if you can, because I want to reverse engineer it, and who knows, maybe get some made up, because that is ridiculous.
Yeah, Honda and Kawasaki, they charge.
They do. Although, I mean, this part's been discontinued for a while, so the price has been going up on the few that are left. And as far as I can tell, there's only 2 left, and they're in the Netherlands.
Oh, we got a friend in the Netherlands.
Who?
Ralph Morick.
Ah.
Yeah, here's the module right here. Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
I mean, what can that thing possibly be doing? That's worth
all it
that
has
kind of money.
on the mower. You have a seat switch. You have a gear switch for gear selection, and you have a clutch switch for the clutch cable.
does
So
the
it's got to
secret,
tie the 3 in so you don't start in gear is all I could think of.
and probably a parking brake too.
Because what I did is I disconnected it. Now I just ground out the coil terminal every time I want to shut off the engine. But I'd rather use the key and have it safe. But I don't know.
Yeah.
The minute you put water on it, all bets are off.
Okay. No, but I mean, in terms of the the NOCO boosters for starting engines,
Yeah.
I know that some of the John Deeres and the larger Husqvarnas, they have like almost like a CDI box.
Yeah. What is it? A current overload that burns it, or what's going on?
I don't know what I think it regulates voltage to the battery. It regulates the safety thing, like the one you're showing, but it does not like to be boosted.
Interesting. Huh. Yeah. I've heard some of those little what are they, lithium ion or whatever, those NOCOs or whatever they are. But Jim, what is it, all like step up transformers or something? What gives it all the power in those little chargers, those little jump boxes? Oh, we lost you.
Lost him.
But it's amazing what they do. I mean, I had a friend of mine had an 18-wheeler and he hooked up a NOCO, thing started. I'm like, holy.
I mean, I bought the mid-size one.
Yeah.
The regular 12-volt mid-size one.
Yeah.
It will start a V8 gas engine from stone cold, dead battery, or a 3.5 liter 6-cylinder diesel engine from stone cold.
I just can't see, how can something this big put out 1,500 amps? I can't see that,
Well,
wouldn't the wire melt? I mean,
maybe James know. I have absolutely no clue.
James, when you see those little jump boxes that are like a cigarette thing, and it says 1,500 amps, wouldn't that melt the wire? I mean,
yeah, it's not true.
Yeah,
I mean, it has plenty of power available, but not. You're never going to get that through there.
I mean, maybe over time, 100 amps in 15 minutes, but not
right
all at once.
Yeah, it's probably, you got to read the fine print.
Yeah,
it's probably.
But if you have a car that is stone cold, battery's dead, and how much amperage does it pull? Well, when you crank it.
It really depends on the engine, but I would say around 200 amps.
Oh, that much? Yeah. But the cable that comes with it sometimes, I mean, my daughter has one, and I did use it one time on my son's car, and that wire got hot just cranking the engine. I mean, you felt that wire and like, whoa,
The NOCO one I have, they are about as thick as jumper cables.
Really? Yeah, the one I have has like 6 gauge. It's like a 6 gauge. But still, you crank it, you feel it. It's getting warm.
Yeah.
But
then again,
you can get away with it though because it's so short.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The newer engines, the Hondas, Toyotas, they start on the 3rd crank.
Yeah, but I have a lot of my friends. They have diesel engines, which requires I know they're newer, so they don't preheat per se, but they do something in the few seconds between you turn the key and you crank.
I was gonna say no glow plugs anymore, right?
No glow plugs, no.
Because that's got direct injection, so it's all pressure.
Yeah, but still, diesel takes a lot more power to crank over than a gas engine. And this thing, I mean, a van like a Sprinter. It was a Sprinter. We were talking about Sprinter vans earlier.
Mercedes.
It's a 4-cylinder, 2.5 liter turbo diesel from stone cold, stone dead. I mean, battery has collapsed or something. You put that thing on, he turns the key, it gets a little whatever preheat it is, it does.
Yeah.
And you crank it, and it did that twice, because the first time it sort of died on him, and second time, and the thing was at 50% after that.
Huh. There's a video out there. I gotta see if I can find the link. It has a thermistor, a thermocouple in a diesel combustion chamber showing the heat of compression and how much the diesel heats up and how fast. Amazing how fast just compression heats up and auto ignites the diesel. It was crazy.
That's why if you have oil drums and you have a fire in your house, you gotta be scared of the one that contains oil or diesel.
Yeah.
The ones that contains gasoline, not so much. Once they get a leak, you'll just get a torch flame coming out of them.
Unless there's vapors. Yeah.
But no, but if even it's vapors, they just go small. But diesel, it explodes. The second it gets the pressure release, it explodes.
Mm.
And that's but it's quite amazing, a diesel engine, how it does that. It's
Good old Rudolph Diesel. We have to thank him.
yeah, the only guy that didn't make money off of a diesel.
Yeah, right. Or even Otto, right, for the 4-stroke.
Yep.
So
No, but yeah, I mean, diesel engines to me are, first of all, I know nothing of diesel engines, and I only work on small engines, gas powered small engines. But there's something about a diesel engine that is quite amazing. You can take a little 3-cylinder Yanmar engine and stick it in whatever piece of equipment, running a hydraulic pump for 10 hours a day for 10 years.
Oh yeah. Well, look at those guys that have the old farm equipment. It's 50 years old. Will it start? It's got fuel in it from 30 years ago. No problem.
Yeah.
You just bleed it and it starts. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fuel lasts
Oh yeah.
quite a long time. And
and
there's no carburetors to go bad.
Yep.
I mean, it's all the injection pump.
Yep.
You know, so I mean, I guess it's comparable to fuel injection.
Mm.
It's probably not going to clog up, but the gasoline, petrol goes bad really fast.
I have a regular mid-sized Toyota diesel. It delivers diesel at the nozzle 1500 psi. I mean, even an air bubble will ruin the injectors because it can compress 1500 psi fuel pressure at the nozzle. That's after the pump, not up until the pump, but after the pump.
I tell you one thing, I would love to find, after Dieselgate here happened in the University of Virginia or Virginia Tech, whatever it was, you can't find diesels anymore here, diesel cars. It's like you're banned. You can't find. I would love to get a TDI, turbo diesel, like Jetta or Gulf.
Yeah.
Like 55 miles to the gallon. They're nimble, they're fast, but you can't find them. I'd love, they were like a dime a dozen 10 years ago. Now you can't find them. Yeah.
Well, diesel too here is really expensive compared to gasoline.
It's $5 here, Jim, and the regular fuel now is $2.75 to $2.99.
That's funny. Here's the other way around. Diesel is cheaper than gasoline, but it's a tax thing.
The station down the street from me, they I don't know what they have going on, but their diesel is more expensive than anywhere else. It's like $6 a gallon.
Wow. Holy cow!
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow, that's nuts.
Yeah, it is. And but here, diesel is normally cheaper than gasoline.
Well,
fuel oil here.
It's more efficient too.
Fuel oil. Jim, what's fuel oil your way? Do you use oil or no?
For heat?
Yeah.
Diesel, oil.
I saw a sign driving by today, an oil company, $4.24. I was like, what? Yeah.
I mean, I don't look at the bill. I just stay warm. That's all I care.
Yeah. Oh no.
I mean, it's cheaper than buying it at the pump because you're not paying as much tax, but it's still not cheap.
I know. Hey, Parky.
Hey, Parky.
Hello.
Yeah, but I mean,
I'm Jim.
All households are moving away from heating oil.
Hey, Robert.
They're either moving into gas or heat pumps, electric heat pumps, or
heat pumps make a lot of sense.
Wooden pellets. You got wooden pellets?
A lot of my friends have pellets.
Pellet stoves.
They go through like a skid a year or something, like 2 tons or something.
Yeah.
And now the newer ones don't put out the ash like the older ones used to. The newer ones they're not ash free, but it's not a lot of ash.
No, they're fairly. But sometimes you have to buy. I don't know what the English word for it is, but if you're using it for hot water and heating in the house, they sort of buy an extra tank, like a 1,000-liter or 2,000-liter tank that the burner can heat up, and then the house uses the heat from that tank too.
I saw an ad for that the other day, Klaus, where they want you to, like, my brother lives in Virginia and a lot of heat pumps down there because it's fairly temperate weather, but they'll put in a heat exchanger literally a foot or so away from the house, 10, 20 feet down, and take advantage of the 55-degree earth temperature, and the energy bills are not bad.
I mean, I have a good friend of mine. He installed well, they call it ground heating, or they dig down these pipes.
Geothermal, yeah, geothermal.
Yeah.
Geothermal.
Install a pump, and he put solar panels on his roof to power the pump.
Yeah.
And he says, yeah, it's an investment, but
a lot of money for those things, though. I don't know. A few of my neighbors have them. I've seen a lot of people with them, but put it this way: a $34,000 bill, that's a lot of payback. It's quite a few years. So
yeah, if you don't plan on moving, it'll pay back.
Yeah, that's true. I just heard horror stories about people getting leaks in their roofs and things like that because they say a lot of guys that install them are butchers.
Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me.
You see what exchange rate is? I'll tell you how much diesel's costing over here. It's dollar. It's $1.20 to the pound. So
what's that a gallon US?
I'm just going to work it out. It works out at £1.
I think you guys are paying about $6 US a gallon.
£1.71 a litre. So say we'll multiply that by 4 for sake of argument for your gallons. I think it's just shy of 4 litres in it here. So multiply that by 4, then we multiply that by 1.2. You're talking just over $8
a gallon.
A gallon. That's equivalent.
More than double. Yeah, that's crazy. But especially with my truck, I'd be 10 miles to the gallon.
It's probably a bit less because I'm just doing sort of
a
educated guess. I've probably gone a bit over. So you're talking, for sake of argument, just call it $8 a gallon.
I never really thought about it until a year ago and started to go crazy, especially when I got a 10 mile per gallon truck. I was like, yeah, what the heck? I only drive 6 miles to work. But hey, I figure it this way. I charge my customers $30 delivery fee.
This Mercedes is diesel.
Yeah.
It's a 2.1. You find it Sprinter vans of
what's that get for mileage, Marky? What's that Mercedes get for mileage?
Say what I mean. I can easily get 30 to a gallon. That's 30 to a UK gallon.
Yeah.
UK gallon's about 4.5 litres, so
yeah,
a bit more.
40.
So then you convert that from. That's around town. I can get a bit more on the run.
Yeah, my wife had an old Honda. The thing got about 27.
It's only W204C class. This one.
The only thing is with mine, I could tow 40,000 pounds. Not that I ever will, but hey, you never know. I may want a D6 bulldozer or something.
But this thing's not quite so good. It's about mid-20s to the gallon. Is this?
Yeah, Jim, I was watching your video the other day. Where you're using the Kubota to take that generator out of the trailer. I was like, what do you use that for? Actually, do you actually do stuff around the yard, or is it just an impulse buy because you needed one?
No, it was my neighbor's. He moved and didn't want to take it with him, so he actually asked me to sell it, and I sold it for him. I bought it. So
now was it an LR21 or LM21? What model is that?
Oh God, it's give me a second. A BT. It's a small one, like 17.
Oh, okay.
80 something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a small one, but
that's a 3-cylinder, right? 3-cylinder.
Yeah, 3-cylinder.
Okay.
Now,
what do you have for that? You got the bucket and the loader, correct? You got the front bucket and you got the backhoe, correct?
No, I don't have the backhoe. I have the front bucket.
Okay.
I got a mower deck and a snow blower.
So that's got turf tires in, right? Not Ags.
It's turf tires.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you got to get the backhoe. Have some fun.
I do, actually. My wife was asking me to get one, which is kind of odd. But it's they're not cheap, and it's the same thing. Like, I don't use that tractor as much as I should. I think the tractor is probably, I don't know, 15 years old. It has 200 hours on the clock.
Wow. Where do you store it, Jim?
It's in the garage. It's taking up a parking spot.
Yeah, they're so handy to have, though, especially if you want to do mulch or stone or anything like that.
Yeah, exactly. But it's one of those things. They take up so much space. I thought about selling it just to get the space back. It's nice to have when you need it, but a lot of times it's sitting there.
I was gonna say it probably has the same tank of diesel for the past 5 years in it, right?
No, I do. I don't go through a lot. Maybe
Yeah.
10 gallons a year.
Yeah, I know. My buddy, he's got a Kubota like that. He turns it on. It'll run on a tank in like 6 hours. And it's like, wow. You know? I
It
think
should run longer than that.
Well, no, his tank is not a big tank in his. I think it's
Okay.
12 gallon? 12 gallon maybe?
Yeah, it's about right.
Yeah. But full tilt, it's like 6 hours. I'm like, wow, it seems like a lot for 12 gallons. You know?
Yeah, it's very fuel efficient. I mean, I can use it for all season, plowing the driveway, and it's still half a tank.
He says if he just idles it, like to use it for the alternator or something, one gallon will go the whole day.
Yeah.
Just idling. It's like sipping the fuel. I was like, wow.
I just ran that little Honda generator. It ran for 5 minutes. I only filled the carburetor bowl with fuel.
Yep.
5 minutes until it stalled.
Yeah, that's crazy. Wow. I see Harbor Freight having a big sale on generators now. They put out a huge ad. They're real. I tell you though, what do you think of those, Jim? Those Harbor Freight Predator generators? Who are they made by? Actually, are they Champions or what are they?
No, I don't know who's making their stuff. I mean, that's the problem with the clones. You don't know really who makes them. I think some of the clones like Lifen or JD, they'll put their initials on it, but they won't actually put model information, and usually they don't even put a name.
Yeah.
Same with
I tell you, I'm hearing a lot of good things about Champion lately. Everyone I know who owns a Champion, nothing but good stuff about those.
Yeah, Champion, they're pretty high tech. Just like the Furman, which I know you love.
Oh, the Furman is too high tech.
But the Champion, I think they're made in the same factory. They have the same tech in them. And I worked on 2 Champions probably a year ago, and the tech that was in it was great. I don't see that in anything else that I work on. Usually you see that stuff in like the home standby generators.
Yep.
But it actually had tech to look for over voltage, over speed. It has the low oil sensor. It has remote start. Just a ton of features. CO2 detector, but that's just a lot of stuff to go wrong.
Yeah. My friend was looking for a a whole house, one of the backups. They offered a Kohler dealer said, "Oh, we sell Champion now too." And I was like, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, they make them now for the home, the big ones too." I was surprised.
Wow.
Yeah, they actually make one that's like 20, 25 kilowatt, big one.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's some companies out there making some really big generators. Someone sent me a link to one. I don't know if it was who was it? It was a V-twin Honda clone. I think it was something like 15,000 watts portable generator. Just massive engine, and the price, it wasn't too bad. I mean, it was obviously over $1,000, but you try to buy a Honda like that, you're going to be spending a lot more than that.
Crazy. Yeah, Home Depot actually sells, holy cow, a Champion whole house generator. Huh, that's weird. I didn't think Home Depot sold Champions. Huh.
But Champion are all Chinese made these days, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Most things are, unless it's a larger generator, like anything below 8,000 watts, they're pretty much made in China.
Yeah, the Champion one here that I'm looking at, it was 14,000 watts home standby generator. And
is that gasoline or diesel?
I'm assuming
I would assume propane. Usually they're propane or natural gas.
754 cc with a 200 amp transfer switch.
But if you guys have a power outage, won't your gas supply go down as well?
No.
Okay.
No, that's in the line. The line is powered by the big bulb that's 20 miles away.
Yeah, but if that loses power.
Yeah, you could. I haven't heard of that.
You could. Yeah.
A lot of people too run on propane.
Yeah.
where they have the propane or natural gas tanks in their yard or installed underground at their house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, so it might be, I don't know, 100 gallons, 200 gallons. It'll run it for
My
a week.
sister-in-law's got 200 gallon.
Yeah. But here, everybody here, we don't have. Well, I haven't seen unless it's a commercial site or a factory. The household gas supply here comes off the street, just like your power and
we
your
have
water.
a lot of rural areas, Klaus, where there's a lot of rock in the ground, so they're not going to blast for an inline underground. So a lot of people have the propane tanks in there,
and that makes good sense. It does, but I mean, here, if the power goes out, not like for real, power gas supply is interrupted too because the pumping station goes down too.
Immediately, or do you get like an hour or two?
Don't know. I don't have gas here. I have our version of central heating, which is there's a big burner downtown that supplies 3,000 houses with hot water.
Alberta. That's where our friend Bruce is, Alberta. But
yeah, I mean, my heat exchanger is about yay big, and that supplies the whole house with hot water and heat.
Oh, is it instantaneous?
Yeah, it's a. I mean, the hot water comes out from the street in the big pipes, goes into that little thing. It converts it to heat for the radiators in the house.
Wait! The water comes from the street?
Yeah, it's a central heating type of thing. We have here in my town. There's about 4,000 households.
What do you share a boiler or something? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's almost like a factory, factory setup. Yeah.
Is it hot water or is it steam?
It's hot water.
Really interesting. I'm surprised they don't have a lot of heat loss. Going through the pipe.
Yeah.
The pipes are special pipes. They apparently they're hideously expensive, but
that's interesting. How far away is your central boiler, if you will? How far are we talking?
800, 900 meters, almost a kilometer.
Wow.
Yeah.
About half a mile.
And they burn mainly. Main burn is wood chips.
Yeah.
And backup is oil.
And how many homes does that supply?
About 3,000 in my, and there's about 4,000 or 5,000 homes in the little town that I live in.
That must be a hell of a boiler.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's a big ass building with a big chimney.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's a big thing over here. It's used. I mean, all the big cities are mainly heated that way.
Yeah. Yeah, Ray's saying 7 days.
Because we burn a lot of our trash compared to just digging it into the ground. We have groundwater all over, so we can't dig stuff in the ground. So they burn 95% of our trash. It's burned and creates heat. And
I tell you one thing, they do that here in a town called Wallingford, where it's a central electric company. They make their own power, and they pay next to nothing for electricity. That's why every house in Wallingford is electric heat and electric AC and all that. But I'd love it if we had, community heating. I mean, that would be wow, especially if it's affordable.
I mean, the issue has been here that since about 1,500 kilometers from where I am, about 1,000 miles. There's a little war going on.
Oh yeah, Ukraine.
And that has raised the prices on natural gas horribly, and also on electric power. So all those heating plants that are burning gas, our customers are paying.
But Klaus, how would not yourself, but your neighbor, whatever, how would you guys get billed for heat then? Is it based on? I mean, how do they bill you?
There's a kilowatt meter right where the water comes in my house.
Okay.
They measure the temperature and the water coming in.
Yep.
Then they measure the temperature and the water coming out and the volume.
Oh, okay.
And you also pay, like if you have a radiator where the inlet and the outlet is equally hot, that's a bad thing, because you actually pay a run through fee.
Really?
So you want to make sure that your radiators can take the heat and deliver it to the room.
Huh.
Other than that,
interesting.
You have to tell them how many square feet you have in your house, and they calculate volume and all something. Huh. It's a fairly, I mean, compared to a oil-fired burner or gas-fired in my house,
Yeah.
It's cheaper, a lot cheaper.
Now, where this hot water comes in, is it all heat exchangers then in your house, or how does
Yeah,
that?
I have a heat exchanger. It's about this big,
Okay, just one though. You said right?
just one, and it does for the water that goes in the radiators in the heaters.
Hey, Arch.
That's the water from the street. It's a horrible black stuff. You don't want
Yeah.
to spill it in.
Huh.
But then it goes to the exchanger that delivers the hot water for the house. So I will never run out of hot water as long as
Wow.
I'm
Yeah.
supplied from the street.
Yeah.
I have hot water. I never run out.
Do you use that in your shop as well, Klaus?
In my shop, it's a heat pump.
Oh, okay.
It's the cost of having that stuff installed over there.
Yeah, yeah.
Didn't make sense.
Well,
So,
say you wanted to hook up to that central community system in your shop. Could you have, or?
yeah, it could, but it would cost me too much.
Yeah, that's like around here when people want to go get natural gas now. It used to be a free hookup. Now it's like $10,000 to dig it up and connect it. Yeah, years ago, oh, you want gas? The gas company, Southern Connecticut Gas, would come by. We'll hook you up for free. Just sign up. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, forget it.
But I mean, there's something screwy going on at the moment because about 5 miles from where I live, there's a big biogas plant, and they take
biogas. Oh, what do you mean, like methane, that kind of stuff? Because all our garbage dumps now, they're tapping the methane in the big piles of garbage, and usually you'll see the lit pipes at night. You'll see the flames coming out, so they can. But now they're putting it into like boilers and stuff. You know?
Here they take manure from the farmers around here. I'm in farm country, and they take the wet waste from your household.
Yeah,
and they take whatever comes out of big butcher factories that butcher pigs or cows, and they dump all that stuff into big tanks and they ferment it, and methane comes out or whatever comes out, and they send it out. They mix it with the natural gas and send it around the pipes.
Yep.
It's a pretty nifty.
Jim, what do you think on a good natural gas generator? I thought it'd be like a Honda or something. You know, if you're running something. I mean, I don't think the fuel really matters per se.
There's not a lot of good portable ones. You know, they're all built to, you know, with a dollar amount in mind. So, you know, a lot of the propane and natural gas stuff that you get for those are just not reliable.
Yeah.
You know, you'd have to actually go out and buy something probably aftermarket instead of buying one that has one on it, because it's not going to run well.
For the conversion, you mean?
They just don't have good regulators on it. A lot of people too probably try
that
to run
happened
it
to the
like
Furman
little.
I had. Yeah, that happened to the Furman. I almost lost my hand trying to recall it, and Gary said it's probably they had a recall on the regulator.
Yeah, the regulators don't last. You can't get parts for them, and a lot of people try to run the portable generators off a little like barbecue tank, and that's not going to work too well either. I mean, it's going to lose pressure as it cools down. And
what is it, Jim? It's like water column, right? Very, very low pressure.
Yeah. Yep.
Wayne was asking James. I think that was for you.
Oh, for the big ones, for the huge, for the house. I don't know. I see around here, Generac and Kohler are the two most popular around here for the home. The big ones for the home ones. Kohler and Generac are the most of the ones that I see.
Yeah, same here. I mean, Generac. I don't look. I don't fix those too much, but I actually have a guy who runs a business servicing those home units. And he's like, I've got like 15, 20 of them at my shop that are old customer units. Come and take them. So we'll see. Maybe I'll grab one.
4-cylinder, Jim, or V-twin, or what are they?
A lot of them are twin. Okay. But yeah, when you get into the really large ones, you basically get car engines running them.
Yep. Can you convert them back to gasoline?
Like the larger ones?
No, I mean the smaller ones.
Absolutely, yeah. And I would. That's what I tell people. I mean, you could
buy nice and clean inside. That's for sure.
It would be clean. But I mean, you could spend $200 on a propane or natural gas regulator, or $20 on a clone carburetor. That's probably going to run it just fine.
Yeah.
And when that fails, you just pull another $20 carb off the shelf. Whereas the regulator, you probably can't even get the parts for it, or a new regulator for that matter.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's not that practical to keep that running. But it does run clean. I'll give you that. And there's a lot less harmful exhaust. I mean, it you run propane or natural gas in your generator, it's very clean.
And mostly a lot of water, right?
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah, they won't tell you this, but you run like propane forklifts indoors because they burn clean.
Yeah.
You could technically run a small engine inside. They'll never tell you you can do that, but if it's running on propane, chances are it's running very clean.
Mower Medic 1, he does the floor sanders. That's propane powered Kawasaki.
Would it be the water cleaning the engine? You know,
We actually have one in our community who said he wanted to convert a mower to run on LPG, but
wow.
Wayne,
remember those little Coleman fuel-looking weed whackers and things they had for like 2 years? They died out.
Yeah, Kenny. Wayne actually has a couple of questions, I think, for James. A little back in the.
No, I think he addressed him. He was talking about the big home, the big generators. If James has a preference, if you were going to buy a home like 20 kilowatt or the big ones, you know.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah, the big ones too. They're not that different from the small ones. There's still a lot of them are still air cooled, mechanical governors. I mean, they're just don't have wheels, you know, and they're a little bigger. But it's not until you get to the real serious ones where you actually have liquid cooled, you know, car engine, a 4-cylinder engine or a diesel. You know, those are quite a bit more money and a lot heavier.
No, Pete's saying gas is hard on the valves because it's dry.
True.
Yeah. No, you're not lubricating them with anything. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But you're not lubricating them with under the gasoline either.
Yeah.
You may be cooling them. Or
yeah, you'd be definitely cooling them, but you're going to get a lot of carbon on it.
Yeah.
Diesel, I'd say it's probably better for the valves than gasoline and propane.
Yeah, my neighbor's got a 15 kVA Honda whole home generator that's run actually on gasoline, and he wanted me to service it. And I look at it, I go, "What do you mean service? There's an oil filter. You change the oil." I said, "What do you really want me to service on it?" I said, "How often do you use it?" He goes, "Once or twice a year." I said, "Well, you know, we could change the oil, but you probably only have 8 hours on it every year. You know, it's just, I don't know. Just the carburetor, though, I'd be afraid to get gummed up. You know."
Absolutely.
Yeah. Usually for the bigger units, they don't use gasoline because they just sit around. You know, diesel or natural gas, propane would be a better choice.
Yeah, he was adamant, though. I fixed his John Deere mower, and he's like, "I need you to tune up my generator." I go, "What's wrong with it?" "Nothing." "Why do you want to do that?" No, I said to him, I said, "How many hours are on it?" He goes, "Oh, I probably put about 20 hours on it." And I'm like, "What do you want me to do?" The air filter's like brand new. The oil looks like new. I said, the only thing I would do is if you have stabilized gas in it once a year, I would change it probably just to make sure. But you know what my guy says, my generator, or one of my dealers around here, he says, put 1 gallon, if you have a portable generator, put 1 gallon of fuel in it treated and run it for 10 minutes every month. That way, at the end of the year, that fuel will be gone. And then you put another gallon in and just keep doing it that way. But he said the people that let it sit for months at a time, they're the ones that ain't starting when they need it.
Yeah, no one. See, that's the problem. Everyone gets busy. No one does it, and then 5 years down the line, you lose power, and of course, it doesn't work. You know.
Oh, Tony's asking. Oh, sorry.
I would say if you're not going to maintain the fuel, just drain it all out. That's probably the best thing you can do.
But you know what sucks? I know.
Yeah, Tommy, that's pretty easy. The water that comes in is 80 degrees C.
Wow, that's pretty hot.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's more than I need. I mean, I will be circulating hot water back into the system when I've taken out the part of the heat that I need. So yeah. But it's pretty maintenance-free system. I don't have. I mean, I've been living here for
76 degrees. That's hot.
Yeah.
and
my boiler is only set for like 130.
Yeah, but I mean, we have valves at each radiator, and you put it on, say, room temperature, and it'll create room temperature.
Yeah. Do you have a mixing valve for your showers and bath? Is that how you do it?
No, that's the heat exchanger.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, but I'm
Yes.
saying when you heat exchange it, what do you heat regulate it to? Like 130, 120 Fahrenheit?
Level 3.
No, I'm just saying for us. We have a mixing valve on our Carburetor, so we don't
I have five numbers on the scale I can turn to. About 60 degrees C is the normal. You don't want to go much below that, because of bacteria and stuff.
Actually, that's the number that's on most ultrasonic machines, right? 60C. That's usually the max you can go. Yeah.
But it's a nice maintenance-free system. They say you have to change those heat exchangers every 10 years or so, but mine is going on year 16.
Is there a filter on it, like an actual inline filter for debris and stuff, or no?
No. The water that comes from the plant is treated for acidity, and there's some kind of, it's not a lubricant, but it's an anti-corrosive. They put in the water is black. If you it's nasty stuff.
Is it antifreeze?
Like not antifreeze, no, because it's always hot, But it's an anti-corrosive, anti-acidic something they put in it. But it's very maintenance free. I mean, I'm not done. Yeah, I've changed the regulators on individual radiators or heaters, but other than that, I haven't touched anything for 16 years. It's pretty nifty.
All right, now to Parky. What are you saying here, Park?
I'll just put something in the chat. Somebody were about lead being added to petrol. It was originally added so that exhaust valve seats could be lubricated.
Yeah, that they took care of that in around 1972 here. Got rid of that.
Happened a bit later over here.
But what is this unleaded contains naturally occurring lead?
It does. Petrol, unleaded means there's no added lead, but there is a bit of lead occurring naturally in the fuel.
Yeah, but nothing that will.
It's not 100% lead free.
No, but it won't. I mean, the lead that was added to gasoline was when you had soft valve seats.
Yeah,
the natural occurring lead in gasoline, which is also in diesel, doesn't do anything for the valves or the valve seats actually.
Hey Pete, we had someone who worked for Shell.
Yeah. I did.
But the workaround with that was to fit hardened valve seats on the exhaust valves.
Yeah.
With modern engines being your alloy heads, they have to have hardened valve seats anyway.
Yeah. I mean, look at a 1950, I don't know, 2, 3, 4, 5 Beetle.
Yeah, or
it will run. It will run unleaded gasoline without any conversion, without anything.
But you'll pound the seats down too hard, though, won't you?
Well,
most of them were born with hardened seats because it's air cooled.
No, but even back then they had hardened seats before the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if it's aluminium head, it had to have hardened valve seats. Because it'd been even worse than the cast iron cylinder head.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember years ago, fill it with ethyl. It's like, who's Ethel?
But I think in the period when they did away with the lead in the gasoline, people would put what was it, the potassium product in the gasoline to lubricate or
Yeah, I mean there's lead additives now that they sell, like different.
But they're not lead
and things like that. No, it's not pure lead, but
no.
That's another thing when we're talking about. I get this question at least on my small channel a lot. If I can put in oil additives in small engine oil, and you can't because take something like CDDP, right? Zinc.
Yeah.
That works absolutely. It's an absolutely amazing product.
Zinc
And it
diphosphate.
just splash lubrication.
Yeah.
Yep.
The
Yeah.
problem is
The
it
small
doesn't
engine.
work very well at the temperatures an air-cooled small engine is running at.
Mm.
It actually
know
has the opposite effect.
Yeah,
So-
but why do you see sometimes oil saying works great in small engines because it has zinc in it? That's not ZDDP. It's not zinc diphosphate.
Commercials are the lie you want to hear. No, I'm honest. I mean, if you look at Briggs and Stratton, every single book they have ever put out, it says, "Do not put additives in the oil," and that's because those additives are all designed for cars that runs at a lower temperature than an air-cooled engine. It will not work. It may even cause damage because those things, when CDDP breaks down, it becomes something really acidic that you don't want in your engine. So all that stuff you can put in, the Teflon stuff, and it doesn't work in a small air-cooled engine because they run what 30, 40, 50 degrees C higher.
I'd love to get some of this and know what's in it.
It's probably a regular 10W30 with a high shear what's it called? A high HSTS, high shear something like that, value.
Yeah, high shear strength. Yeah, so it'll stay on the bearings.
Yeah.
Just curious because I had a friend of mine who was an AMSOIL dealer. 40 years ago, and he always had like Volkswagens, like Scirocco's and things like that, and he swore by it. And I'm going back 1979, 78, and we're like, what the hell? It's like back then it was $6 a quart when we're getting regular motor oil for 75 cents a quart. And he's like, but I trust this stuff. It's synthetic. We're like, synthetic? What the hell's that? But I tell you, his engines lasted, 300,000-400,000 miles.
Yeah. The nice thing about synthetic oil in a small engine is that the film strength is more resistant to heat than regular dyno oil.
Yep.
It doesn't mean that you can run it longer. Outside its changing intervals, but in the period when it's there, it is a better lubricant between two metal parts.
Here you go, Klaus. I'll read the AMSOIL. You'll like this. It says AMSOIL synthetic small engine oil is a shear stable, high film strength formulation, fortified. Now here's the clincher: with a heavy dose of anti-wear additives. What the hell is the anti-wear additive?
That's whatever they put in it.
Yeah, it does not thin out due to mechanical shear, ensuring a thick lubricating film, and it forms a durable barrier that protects against metal-to-metal contact. So,
but you know what? That's all nice, fine, and dandy. But in a small engine, the oil's job of lubricating is, of course, not. It's actually not its primary function. The primary function of an oil in an air-cooled engine is cooling. The secondary is lubricating. And that's how it is. It's small engines without a fuel pump, without filters. The oil is more of a coolant than it is of a lubricant. So it's all nice that it's good for that, but it's more how it reacts in those 50 hours it stays in the engine, and it is the last 10 hours. What's the oil like that? Is it still good?
Yeah.
And Brick says in all the engines, don't put anything in the oil.
Yeah.
And they also say, and they changed that here recently, years back, that the 5W30 full synthetic is the best oil you can put in a Briggs engine.
Interesting. All right. Well, I'm going to end it here. It's been over 2 hours, and I got to see what's for dinner. So, anyway, thank you to Klaus, Parky. Thank you, Jim. Thank you as always, Gary B, and everybody else. I will be on New Year's Eve, probably about 6 p.m. if anyone's around, just to say hello. But other than that, we'll see what I may video Friday going to breakfast with Ralph. That's always a fun time over there.
Yeah, please do, because I won't be here on New Year's Eve. So
All right.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah, Happy New Year, everybody. If we don't see you, have a great holiday. Stay safe, and we'll catch you next time. Let's see. Where's the button? There it is. End broadcast.